Hello and welcome again to one of our QTAC real-time information videos, and this video will take you through setting your user options, which are very important and determine how you would submit RTI through QTAC. Now you can access the user options screen by clicking on the user options button, which you can find on the main screen of the payroll. Now that will open up a user options screen which will give you a small section for RTI options, which we're going to look at now in greater detail. Now you must set these user options in the payroll because they determine how RTI submissions are sent to HMRC. Now on this screen there are two main options, one for RTI after payslip, which is to do with an FPS submission, and the other for RTI after P32 print, which is to do with EPS submissions. Now you can select an option both for RTI after payslip and RTI after P32 print. The selection you make really depends on the company in question and how you run the payroll. Now the RTI after payslip option handles the way FPS submissions can be sent after you run your payslips for the pay period. Now there are three options there, the first being take no action. Now if you want to manually submit an FPS through the payroll, then you can do so under File by Internet, Submit to HMRC. You also have Create FPS XML. So this is for those of you that want to schedule submissions later on, which you can do so in the payroll under File by Internet, Schedule Submissions. Now the third option is Submit FPS XML. So this means that when you print preview or print your payslips for closed employees, then the FPS will automatically be submitted to HMRC. Now the RTI after P32 print option handles the way EPS submissions can be sent after you run the P32 report for that month or quarter, depending on how you pay HMRC. Now take no action means that if you print a P32 and there is an EPS that needs to be submitted, then you'll need to manually submit that later by going into File by Internet and Submit to HMRC. Now if you select Create EPS XML, this will build the file for you, allowing you to schedule that submission later on underneath File by Internet, Schedule Submissions. And the bottom option is Submit EPS XML. This means that when you print preview or you print the P32 report for that month or that quarter, then the EPS will automatically be submitted to HMRC, if applicable. Now remember, if you want to submit the FPS and EPS submissions automatically, you'll need to select the Submit FPS XML and Submit EPS XML options on this user options screen. This means that everything will be sent automatically for you when applicable. You can also change these options at any time by going back into the user options screen. Now please remember to check out some of our other videos on our YouTube channel, which will give you some help and guidance into RTI.